Today, 20,000 people died worldwide due to cigarette use, and by the end of the year, a staggering 7.5 million people will have died from smoking-related causes. So, why do people continue to use a substance that harms them so profoundly? Why do they become addicted to this substance? In this video, I will talk about how cigarettes came into existence, why they are addictive, and the harm they cause to human health. Enjoy watching. Smoking, in its various forms, has a long and storied history. The tobacco plant, indigenous to the Americas, was introduced to the rest of the world by Christopher Columbus. Upon his return from the New World in the late 15th century, what began as a curiosity quickly evolved into a widespread habit, and over time it grew into a global industry. The tobacco industry, with its powerful marketing and advertising campaigns, convinced generations that smoking was not only a pleasurable pastime, but a symbol of sophistication, rebellion, and personal freedom. Yet, behind the glamorous facade of the cigarette industry lies a dark reality: smoking, or the inhalation of the smoke produced by burning tobacco, is a leading cause of preventable deaths worldwide. The consequences of this habit extend far beyond the smoker, impacting not only individual health but also placing an enormous burden on healthcare systems and causing untold suffering for families and communities. One of the most well-known and immediate effects of smoking is the damage it causes to the respiratory system. When tobacco is burned, it releases a toxic mixture of chemicals and carcinogens. Inhaling this toxic smoke has severe consequences for the lungs. Smoking is a major contributor to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD), a progressive and debilitating condition that makes it increasingly difficult to breathe. COPD is characterized by conditions such as chronic bronchitis and emphysema, which result in a persistent cough, shortness of breath, and reduced lung function. Smokers are at significantly higher risk of developing these life-altering conditions, and the damage is often irreversible. In addition to COPD, smoking is a leading cause of lung cancer. The most deadly of all cancers, the link between smoking and lung cancer is well established, with more than 80% of lung cancer cases directly attributable to smoking. The carcinogens in cigarette smoke damage the DNA in lung cells, leading to the uncontrolled growth of malignant tumors. Lung cancer is notorious for its poor survival rates, making early detection and prevention crucial. The harmful effects of smoking are not limited to the respiratory system. They extend throughout the body, affecting various organs and systems. The cardiovascular system is particularly vulnerable. Smoking increases the risk of developing atherosclerosis, a condition in which arteries become narrowed and hardened due to the accumulation of fatty deposits. This, in turn, raises the risk of heart disease, stroke, and peripheral vascular disease. The toxins in cigarette smoke can also lead to an increase in blood pressure, making smokers more prone to hypertension and further compounding their risk of cardiovascular problems. Furthermore, smoking has a detrimental impact on the immune system, making smokers more susceptible to infections. The chemicals in tobacco smoke weaken the body's natural defenses, impairing the ability to fight off viruses and bacteria. This leaves smokers more vulnerable to illnesses, ranging from the common cold to more serious respiratory infections. While it is clear that smoking has profound and far-reaching effects on physical health, it is important to recognize that it also wreaks havoc on mental well-being. The link between smoking and mental health issues is a complex one. Many people turn to smoking as a way to cope with stress, anxiety, or depression. However, the momentary relief it provides is often followed by a cycle of increased stress and withdrawal symptoms, which perpetuates the habit. Moreover, Research has shown that smoking is associated with an increased risk of mood disorders, including depression and anxiety. The reasons for this are multifaceted, with both physiological and psychological factors at play. Nicotine, the addictive component of tobacco, is thought to have a role in affecting mood-regulating neurotransmitters in the brain. Pregnant women who smoke expose their unborn children to the dangers of smoking as well. The harmful substances in cigarette smoke can cross the placental barrier, leading to a range of adverse outcomes for the developing fetus. Babies born to mothers who smoke are more likely to have low birth weight, which is associated with a higher risk of health problems and developmental issues. Additionally, smoking during pregnancy increases the risk of premature birth, stillbirth, and sudden infant death syndrome. But it is not only infants and children exposed to secondhand smoke who suffer. The impact of smoking on those who do not actively smoke is an often overlooked consequence of this habit. Secondhand smoke, also known as passive smoke or environmental tobacco smoke, contains many of the same harmful chemicals as the smoke inhaled by smokers. People exposed to secondhand smoke are at risk of developing the same health problems as active smokers, including lung cancer, heart disease, and respiratory issues. The financial toll of smoking is significant, not only for individuals but for societies as a whole. Smoking-related illnesses place an enormous burden on healthcare systems, leading to increased healthcare costs. The treatment of smoking-related diseases, such as lung cancer and heart disease, is not only costly but also often unsuccessful in terms of achieving a full recovery. The economic impact extends further. Reduced productivity, increased absenteeism due to illness, and premature deaths all contribute to economic losses. Additionally, governments spend vast sums of money on public health campaigns, anti-smoking initiatives, and health care for those suffering from smoking-related diseases. Efforts to reduce smoking rates have made strides over the years, with increasing awareness of the dangers and regulatory measures, such as higher taxes on tobacco products and graphic warning labels. However, the battle is far from won, and smoking remains a significant public health challenge. We must also acknowledge the powerful role of the tobacco industry itself. The marketing and advertising strategies employed by the tobacco industry have been a major driving force behind the perpetuation of smoking. The industry has a history of targeting vulnerable populations, particularly young people and those in low-income communities, through slick advertising campaigns and the development of flavored and attractive products. Regulation and legislation have curtailed some of these practices, but the tobacco industry continues to adapt and find ways to keep people hooked on their products. Smoking is a deeply entrenched social and cultural phenomenon. It often forms part of our daily routines, whether as a means of relaxation, a social activity, or a coping mechanism. Breaking free from this habit is a formidable challenge, requiring not only individual determination but also societal support. Quitting smoking is the single most effective way to mitigate the damaging effects of this habit. The benefits of quitting are profound and immediate. Within hours of quitting, carbon monoxide levels in the blood decrease, allowing oxygen levels to return to normal. Within weeks, lung function begins to improve, and the risk of heart disease decreases over time. The body's ability to repair itself is remarkable, and the risk of smoking-related diseases steadily decreases. Support for quitting is available in the form of smoking cessation programs, medications, and counseling. These resources can significantly increase the chances of success for those who decide to quit. The journey to quit smoking is not easy, but it is one worth taking for the sake of one's health and the well-being of those around them. In conclusion, the effects of smoking on the human body are undeniably devastating. from the immediate damage to the respiratory system to the long-term risks of cancer, heart disease, and more. The consequences of this habit are dire. Smoking also affects mental health, puts unborn children at risk, and extends its harm to non-smokers through second-hand smoke exposure. We must recognize that the battle against smoking is multifaceted. It involves individual choices and willpower, but also requires support from society, healthcare systems, and governments, stricter regulations and policies, effective public health campaigns, and the promotion of smoking cessation resources are all essential components of reducing the prevalence of smoking. The fight against smoking is a fight for healthier lives and a brighter future for all. It is a challenge that we must collectively tackle with determination, compassion, and a commitment to the well-being of our communities and our loved ones. Together, we can help people break free from the grip of this deadly habit and reduce the toll it takes on our bodies and our society. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video.